Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Devin from Content Kings, and I'm just gonna review some new Alex Jones because I feel like it's hot off the presses. He's losing his fucking mind again, and I feel like it would be a good watch. So let's get into it. We're only gonna watch the short videos.
2 weeks ago today, I interviewed the former National Security Advisor of President Trump and the former head of the Defense Intelligence Agency, General Michael Flynn. And he issued a warning to the world that he saw all the telltale signs and the preparation in the media for a...
Okay, can I ask one question? I'm going to try to rewind it a little bit and get
Agency,
to
General
what
Michael
I wanted
Flynn.
to say. Why does he look so red?
He issued a...
Why does he look so red? Why does he look so red?
Warning to the world that he saw all the telltale signs and the preparation in the media for a new variant to be released on the world of COVID-19 to create fear and to establish more UN control via a organized economic collapse or a controlled depression, as he called it. And now we see exactly that happening about 12 days after he made the prediction on our show. And now we see the United Nations, and we see the UK, and we see Israel, and we see the European Union, we see the Democratic Party here saying we want new lockdowns because there's a, quote, new variant of this cold virus.
We're taking the news about the new highly mutated COVID-19 variant very seriously. The European Commission has today proposed to member states to activate the emergency brake on travel from countries in Southern
He's
Africa
so red, so he can stay hidden for 5G.
to limit the spread of the new variant.
How are individuals like General Flynn and myself able to predict weeks, months, even years ahead exactly what's going to happen? It's because the multinational corporations through think tanks like the Rockefeller
holy
Foundation,
shit, like this man should not have
from 12
HD
years
cameras.
ago, lay out scenarios through which they can take full control of the planet. And now we're going from beta with COVID-19 into COVID 2021, as they're calling it, which is going to be used as the pretext to establish a worldwide tyranny with a smart grid control system via the vaccine passport. But before we go to the latest developments, here are General Flynn's prophetic, on target, vindicated predictions from just 2 weeks ago.
We're going to see an uptick in other aspects of the COVID. Okay, so there, we got
also, what is that jacket coat? Do you see that design on that? That's pretty gay.
Even be another form of a SARS that's imposed on the international system, right? And the international, because their little plan with COVID didn't work because too many people, the world of what I call the digital warriors or the citizen journalists that are out there, they are fighting for the truth. And so the truth has been exposed about all the COVID tyranny.
Wearing a fucking suit jacket with a regular t-shirt, that doesn't work.
That's imposed on the public. And I hope that that's not the case, but I've seen some indications of that in some of the statements by some of these global elite type of people.
How is General Flynn over and over and over again able to make accurate predictions? He was the guy in the Pentagon 10 years ago that said China is double crossing us and we have to pivot to Asia. And then he was proven right just a few years later. People said he's a genius. How did he know? Because he was doing research and actually reading what the communist Chinese were saying in their own publications. So much of this intelligence is public. Pfizer, going back 20 months ago, said, this is going to be a great business for us. You're going to need booster shots.
And imagine, this was the man that I used to listen to every day of my life.
Every 6 months. This mRNA gene therapy will actually get rid of people's immune systems. So then we'll have to have dozens of new vaccines every year, not just for the cold virus, but for flu viruses.
And it's
pneumonia,
crazy
and
too
others.
because now Jerry
This is a
Banfield is saying
corporate takeover plan
the same
for a
kind of
world
shit.
ID with a world tracking system through the vaccine passports that is also tied to a carbon tracking taxation system and global social credit score, where the nation state is completely subservient, not just to the United Nations, but to the private corporations like Pfizer and Moderna, who forced more than 50 nations, including the U.S.,
But
to
what
sign
about
secret
Walmart, Alex
agreements
Jones?
waiving the nation's rights and signing over our public lands as collateral to them if they will give us the special elixir
Why
that will
does he
protect
look
us
so red?
from the horrible pandemic, which if you go back to the numbers in 2020, no more people died than even died from the seasonal
Oh
flu
my God.
or from the cold. But now we see in 2021 record numbers of deaths of the vaccinated. And that's a very important piece of information out of South Africa, where the first 4 people with the new Omicron
Thank you,
variant
Harry.
were the vaccinated. And it's the same information coming out of the EU and coming out of Israel and coming out of Canada and coming out of Singapore and coming out of Gibraltar,
Where else?
where the majority of people getting sick and being hospitalized and dying have been the double vaxxed. In fact, we now have statistics out of Germany and out of
Holy
the UK
shit.
where they both show government numbers, a doubling of people who've been vaccinated dying than the general public who's not been vaccinated. So this information
Holy
is
shit.
just completely bombshell. But the biggest prediction General Flynn made was not just they have a new lockdown, hyping up a new variant and saying it was imminent, but that they would use that to crash futures on the stock market worldwide to allow, again, private insider groups to then go in and buy up those companies for pennies on the dollar. This is modern warfare. This
Oh, he just said the word. It's modern warfare. Okay, so I think Jerry Banfield even said something like along the same lines, like, you know why all these mutations are happening? It's because people are getting the vaccine. These mutations happen because of the vaccine, because the COVID is trying to avoid the vaccine. This is fantastic. I'm so glad I decided to do this.
This is the Great Reset. This is how the globalists are controlling and dominating society. And the more we give in and the more we accept the injections and the more we
Leanne.
accept the vaccine passports, the more power it gives these organizations and groups who have a history of producing and releasing viruses like this before, and who have a history of doing illegal experimentation on the population before, and who have a long history of bringing dangerous drugs on the market that they knew didn't work and paying a small fine compared to their profits later.
I want to thank South Africa's medical system and government for being open, for being transparent, sharing all the information with us. This new B11529 variant is concerning and has the potential to be very dangerous. We are raising a red flag. We understand that we're on the verge of a state of emergency. Just 2 weeks ago, Israel carried out a national drill to prepare for this very outcome. They
Okay,
called it
wait.
the
So why
Omega
doesn't Israel
Wargame, the
just like
variant
launch
called
bombs
Omega,
at the variant?
of
They
a
usually
variant
solves the
that
problem, right?
is even more contagious, that may bypass to a certain degree the vaccines. And now we see a variant that spreads faster and requires us to respond faster. We've been working together
Yes,
with
there will
other
always
world
be
leaders,
variants. Yes.
and now's the time to act fast, early, hard, and strong.
Yes, isn't it interesting that Israel just had a drill a few weeks ago of expanding its martial law and control for a new variant? Isn't that just perfect timing?
Oh
if we
my
pull
God,
back and
I
look
love
at the
this.
situation, we know what happened. A combine of multinational corporations that created the United Nations, the Rockefeller Foundation, working through Fauci, Bill Gates, Peter Daszak, and others, developed weaponized man-made viruses at the Wuhan lab that were new life forms, that were different species of virus combined together, so that now as those viruses begin to spread, these new organisms, these alien lab-made creatures, the companies that actually produced them and made them will now hold the patents into the future of producing vaccines for them.
Oh my God.
And those very, quote, vaccines that aren't vaccines are gene therapies that make the body itself create new variants and trigger serious syndromes like
Well, if Alex just listened to Jerry, he would understand that you just have to manifest that you don't get sick. You have to manifest that you don't have all that.
ADE and Merrick-like diseases in humans. And if you don't know what Merrick's disease is, and if you don't know what ADE is, it is so important that you understand. It was Fauci and Daszak and Gates working with Chapel Hill, North Carolina, that transferred these viruses that have been gathered around the world to Wuhan, to in a neutral spot where it couldn't be blamed on the UN, couldn't be blamed on America, couldn't be blamed on the EU, couldn't be blamed on the Chinese, without being able to blame the other groups, so that this big global government project could leak it and release it as the pretext for their takeover. They get their world ID, they get their carbon tax, they get their social credit score, they get their surveillance grid, they get their fear, they get their depopulation, they get all of the control they want. This is 21st century warfare. It's how the globalists have taken over. And that's why I was able to predict 20 years ago and 11 years ago and 5 years ago and 2.5 years ago that this was coming, because in their white papers at Johns Hopkins, at the UN, at the Davos Group, at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, at the Rockefeller Brothers Foundation, at the Carnegie Foundation, they obsess over developing viruses and using those viruses to take over the world. And in 1990s, they bragged about it. And in 2019 on C-SPAN, Fauci and others bragged that a new virus out of China could be used to demolish the old medical system, where you got to have checks and balances and got to have testing, and just bring in the whole mRNA revolution and basically have it where major corporations are in control of the regulations of every nation state and are able to establish a medical dictatorship worldwide that is just the tip of the spear or the leading edge of a corporate fascist system. Ladies and gentlemen, this was hatched in a multinational corporate level 4 bioweapons lab. It was gestated,
Level 4?
brought to term in the most horrible communist authoritarian state the world's ever seen, communist China. And then it was released upon the world with the authoritarian EU and our corrupt bureaucracies and media creating absolute fear and mind control, and even having the Pentagon, the UK military, the Canadian military, the Australian military, and others using illegal psychological warfare tactics on the public to scare us into submission and accepting this new form of worldwide martial law, corporate medical martial law, which they said they would establish using a virus and then have routine carbon lockdowns to, quote, cut emissions and save the earth. But really all it is the introduction of a technocracy through AI, deploying real-time martial law, where if your smartphone doesn't give you authorization to travel outside your house or to even have a job, you are locked down. You are not essential. You are a prisoner in your own home, and the entire world is turned into a giant open-air concentration camp. Here's the bottom line. This is a corporate worldwide takeover where they use the hysteria and fear of COVID to give themselves tens of trillions of dollars every single quarter. And then they use that money to buy up infrastructure and pass on the inflation to us. They are using this as the pretext to artificially bring the world into a depression, which they then blame on COVID-19, and they themselves, the author of the crises, pose as the saviors, and then bring us into a level of tyranny that is even more intense and oppressive. And then they simply repeat the process over and over again. I told you 10 years ago they would do this. I told you 20 months ago when this all started that it wouldn't be 15 days to flatten the curve. I told you that the worst part about 15 days to flatten the curve would be the first 2 years. Well, soon it'll be the first 10 years. This is the New World Order's big move. This is their depopulation agenda. They are now attempting to impose the second global lockdown that will be more intense than the last. And once we've gone through a few more years of these tightening down and then loosening, tightening down and then loosening, each time getting tighter, the globalists do intend to then release really powerful bioweapons that do kill the vast majority of people that come in contact with them as part of the depopulation plan.
Well, Jerry Banfield told me that it won't kill me as long as I don't let it. So you're wrong, Alex Jones.
And only by awakening to it and saying no to it do we have any future and any hope. So submitting to this doesn't get you out on the other side of it, doesn't protect you, doesn't spare you and your family. It ensures that you and your family will be slowly starved to death and then finally killed. I'm Alex Jones. The ball is now in your court. God bless and good luck.
So was that man drinking or not? That's my question. Like the only Yes, hello. Hello, my man, Mr. Jamingles
I
himself.
figured you'd be in here drunk as shit on a Saturday.
And I'm not even drunk. That's the thing. I just wanted to watch some Alex Jones and review it.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so he issues a state of emergency.
I've told the listeners and viewers of InfoWars that the system's coming for us. And you know why? Because they're coming for you. This is the takedown of the Western world. This is a worldwide corporate tyranny destroying every form of liberty on this planet. Now, the January 6th committee, created by law by the Democrats as a witch hunt, has lied about myself and lied about so many other people I know and claimed that we wanted to attack the Capitol.
Is he talking about
on
like
January
his
6th.
own
This is the same Democrats that say Kyle
You gonna
Rittenhouse.
stop this while you talk? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Is he talking about like his own like lawsuit that happened against him in this?
No.
I mean, this was put out November 22.
This is when he put this out November 22?
Yeah.
All right, so what he's talking about is everybody that was at the January 6th riot, or as the Democrats call insurrection,
Which it was not.
right?
Harry says hello.
Hello. So what they did was everybody that was there, they were arresting. Now he was there, but he was on the steps saying, "Don't go in, stop, don't go in, don't do this, we don't do this."
Oh, so Alex Jones was on the
was
good
on-
side of things,
was
saying,
on the
"Don't do that."
He was on the Capitol steps yelling and screaming, "Don't go in, that's what the globalists want. Don't go, this is the trap, it's a trap. Go back."
I actually kind of like doing these streams now because like even if I'm by myself and I'm just watching this crazy stuff, it's just interesting,
I think Dave has unleashed a monster.
Shot 3 black people and was a white supremacist. They're liars.
Oh,
This-
Kyle
this is a
Rittenhouse.
criminal
That's what he's
subpoena.
talking about.
All right.
This is something that Joseph McCarthy did to a lot of people in America. And it turned out some of the people he was targeting are actually guilty. When we talk about January 6th, this is even worse than what Joseph McCarthy did. And I believe he went too far. This is the absolute declaration of war against the American people and against.
First of all,
The
Alex,
declaration of war.
like,
How much more drunk do you think Alex Jones is
I don't
most of the time
I
on
don't
stream?
think he's drunker than you right now. That I don't think. Okay, so listen. The people that went in and broke into the Capitol. I'm not
Yes.
talking about the people when the police opened up the doors and they walked in and they stayed within the ropes. Not those people, but the ones that broke the windows and forced themselves into the Capitol. They should go to jail. They broke into the Capitol. They weren't allowed in there, and they broke in. They should go to jail.
Absolutely.
This shit where, BLM riots are horrible, but we're allowed to break into the Capitol. This bullshit. Bad behavior is bad behavior. We don't reward bad behavior.
Yeah. I also don't agree with setting fire to dumpsters and
Yeah.
breaking windows with bricks. Like it's just all bad all around.
Or hitting a guy that's on the ground with an AR-15 with a skateboard twice.
Oh yeah, and then get mad when he shot somebody.
I don't think he got anything. I think he just went to the Lord or wherever you go afterwards.
Oh my God.
Against free speech. They don't even care in this committee that I was there at the Capitol trying to stop what happened.
See?
No.
John knows.
They want to basically put me on trial in the corporate media, showing selective information so that when people hear the name Alex Jones, they think we're talking about an insurrectionist criminal when I am the opposite. So I've known this has been coming in the last 6-8 months. And there's been a lot of major harassment behind the scenes, and just terrible things have been done to myself and my family. So that really made me pray and get down on my knees and ask God in the last 6 months, what should I do? Because I'm not going to back down, but what is the peaceful, secret weapon to defeat this? And out of the blue, I got contacted by different individuals and different organizations, different people that really had insight into all this, and that literally said, the answer is what you talk about on air. It is getting people to transcend this whole globalist paradigm. It's time to reset. And so in the last 4 or 5 months, I've been working diligently on Reset Wars, which really is the answer to defeating all of this.
Is it resetwars.com?
It researches the admitted CIA techniques used for mind control and how to break out of this. This is real technology, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, you want the secret to break out of that? Get off your fucking phone for once.
Well,
That's it. I think, honestly.
Okay.
Because like being on social media, it sucks. Because it's usually all depressing. I mean, I think it depends on whatever the algorithm makes for you.
But aren't we on social media right now?
Yes, but we're different.
And don't we want people to listen to us right now?
Yes, but
how are we different from our friend Alex Jones here?
No, we are just as informative.
We are just as informative as Alex. We are.
I think so, because apparently, according to Harry, you and Jerry have merged.
Jerry Banfield?
Jerry is now like talking about the same stuff that you have, according to Harry.
Jerry Banfield.
Yeah, he's talking about like the government's not telling us about aliens.
They're not.
And that we need to all come together as a people.
We do.
And stop, not equity, but equality.
Stop equity. Yes, that's true.
Like, it's amazing.
But wait a minute. I've been saying this for a while. So isn't Jerry just jumping?
Like, Jerry's jumping on your bandwagon.
Yeah, he's jumping on the Jamingo bandwagon. We haven't merged. He is following me like a little duckling.
No, I think, like he said before, he picked his parents. So he picked you to jump into.
He picked his parents.
Yeah, that's what he says. Everyone has chosen to spawn into this world, John. That's the world. That's the words of Jerry Banfield.
If that was the case, like the Hiltons would have like 45,000 children, or
I know, right? He has literally said on stream before, I watched my mom and my dad fought with God.
Just think about that. Let's say this is true. Let's say this is true. That you pick your parents. All right. So all of a sudden, a man gets, I don't know. I'm going to go with someone I like, Sandra Bullock, pregnant.
I mean, she's attractive.
And I want to be the baby. I want to be the son. Okay.
Yeah.
So now what do I got to do? I got to fight everybody to get in there. Is that how that happens? Because I'm sure that is a high ticket item. Or do I have to have enough? I don't know. I guess baby cash to be able to.
You had to have enough of a social credit score.
Oh,
which you don't, John.
Right. So then I'm going to be born to some hood rat in fucking Detroit.
Exactly.
Oh
yeah, you didn't hear, but so last night I actually had to leave work early.
How would I hear that? We haven't talked, but okay, go ahead.
No, I said you didn't.
I know. So why did you have to leave early?
Because my sister sent me a text that said that she may or may not be in a domestic violence situation.
Oh,
And I was just like, do you need me there or not?
right. Again, why call you? Why not call the cops?
Because on the east side of on Detroit, they do not respond for like 3 hours.
Really?
Yes.
So the next thing you know, we'll be watching the
news, and there'll be me.
trial of Devin Necker, or we'll be watching the funeral of Devin Necker and the trial of whoever killed you.
Well, actually, no. I had my 12 gauge in the trunk.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
But on the way there, I decided to join the Discord, and Harry and Dave talked me out of it
Talked you out of shooting somebody.
because they told me, they're just like, yeah, your anger is just driving you right now.
All right, but I have another theory. I think what happened was, see, Dave doesn't want you on the Rubbernecker show, so he got your sister to call in a fake call about domestic violence where you would go in and shoot somebody, you'd be in jail, and you wouldn't be on Rubberneckers anymore. That's my
No, that sounds like a Bob level master troll.
Well, that could be. All right, so now we'll reset wars. So what's Alex going to do about reset? Let's get back into Alex a little bit here.
So I feel good. Knowing whatever happens to me or whatever happens to my organization and my brave crew, that the organizations and groups I've worked with separately from InfoWars are going to take Reset Wars and the information in this 6+ hour course, and they're going to get it to the world. So go to resetwars.com, open a new browser, resetwars.com, one word, and put in your email so you get news alerts and breaking information. And I was going to come out in about 10 or 12 days.
Stop.
Whatever December 7th is.
Okay.
With the first.
All right, do that. Go to open up another tab.
Oh, yeah, I will right now.
We need to do this. Is this on the Content Kings? Yes, of course. Dave gave you access to Content Kings. When Dave wakes up, it has to revoke this.
He better not.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Gotta open another share screen. Bup.
Okay, here we are. All right, do this. In the email. No, stop. Rubberneckers. $69 at gmail.com. And just put name is Rubber. There we go. All right, add us to the wait list. No, what are you doing?
I'm misclicking because I was looking at the screen instead of my keyboard.
All right. So, all right.
Oh, we'll be the first to know now.
Well, you know what he's doing. This is a course. You have to buy a course to learn all this shit. To be in the know, you got to get into Reset Wars. It's just $25 a month. Or if you want the cash option, $199, and you will be able to be in Reset Wars. You'll know when the globalists are. You'll know who the... Let's go back to Alex.
Installment of Reset Wars, Mind Wars, Spirit Wars. But because of this all going down and happening, I'm not sure we may release it even earlier. And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, they know that if this information comes out and gets to you and gets to others, it's game over. Everything I've done in 28 years on air has been game changing. It's all been the Holy Spirit working through me. And it's all been your support and God working through you. But I'm telling you, this is, in all my research and all my work, bigger than everything else we've done previously. And that's why spiritually, Satan's coming after us. So thanks for your prayers. Thanks for your support.
Satan's
and
coming
I'm telling
after
you,
us.
we're going to release Reset Wars, the 6+ hour emergency course with all the information and so much more.
6+ hours emergency course.
It's incredible. on December 7th, but we may release it earlier because of what's going on. So please open a browser right now and go to resetwars.com.
Already
They don't
did,
want us to
Alex.
be in contact with each other. Sign up with us. We can send you breaking news and information. And so you'll be the first to know when Reset Wars drops. Resetwars.com. Again, I am blessed and honored to be persecuted by these evil globalists. They don't want us 16 pedophile trial. They don't want us covering the imploded borders. They don't want us covering the devalued dollar. They don't want us covering all of these things. And so they're trying to shut us down because we've been faithful, hardworking patriots. But I'm telling you, the fact that all this information with quantum physics and with
Is he doing
the
this at home?
observation
Is that why the
principle was
background is
hiding
moving
in plain
around
view.
so much?
And it's the reason I've been so successful. And it's the reason all of us can be successful against this evil. Because when evil comes in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord lifts up a standard against it, as the Bible says. And Reset Wars is that standard. ResetWars.com. God bless you all. And hopefully we've got more time to be able to broadcast. But if I get arrested or killed tomorrow, my testament
You
and my
aren't.
most important work is at resetwars.com. And I leave it to you and ask you to take action with it. Thank you.
See, here's the thing with Alex. They'll never kill him because he sounds so crazy. And then the other thing about Alex is he's been proven right more than he's been proven wrong.
Yeah, that is a nuts thing about him, because every single time, you know, that they use the, you know, a wrong clock is right twice a day.
A broken clock is right twice.
Whatever, fuck off.
I was just trying to get the thing you wanted to say as correct. Listen, right now, this Ghislaine Maxwell trial's going on. They don't want anybody paying attention to any of this.
No, they don't.
This is why this new Delta, the new COVID strain is coming out in Michigan. They're screaming. There's no hospital beds now because of all the COVID. In Michigan right now.
Fat.
You're the fat. COVID kills the fat. So, you know, and it's all cases. They don't, you know, they're not telling you if anybody's surviving, who's surviving. It's 90% unvaccinated people that are in the hospital. And I say, okay, so what? They took a chance. They didn't think COVID was going to get them and make them sicker than whatever. They took that chance, and that's what freedom's all about. Here's the other thing. If you get sick, like in New Jersey with COVID, and they say, oh, well, go home and see what happens. And then if they treat it when you first get it, you get over it. If they give you the kitchen sink, like they gave Joe Rogan, Tim Pool, the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers, they're over it within 3 days. And then what would happen if everybody got the kitchen sink when they got COVID and it was all over? What would they talk about? What would
Nothing.
they scream about? You know, I wouldn't have anything to talk about. What would Jerry Banfield talk about?
Talk about the extraterrestrials on global consciousness.
Right? Dave, right now, your Dave, our Dave, Rubbernecker's Dave,
Yes.
is pissed right now that there's been this much COVID talk on his Content Kings channel. And I couldn't be happier.
Well, you know, I do this for myself.
I know.
I decided to have this stream because I was just like, you know what? This would be great. Because I was just scrolling through band.video and I was just like, oh, Alex Jones is on a fucking tear.
All right.
It would be great to go over.
Yeah. And look at you. You just jump on. You don't care. You're a warrior, just like Alex Jones. Jumped on by yourself. I'm sitting there. I look and I see the thing comes
We are
up.
facing a crisis of democracy, a crisis of legitimacy, a crisis that really goes to the heart of what the future of our country and many others around the world will be. So I spend my time trying to figure out what we can.
My husband's fucked.
You know why her eye bags are so bad? Because she should be dead.
I should have won the prize. I should have been the first female president.
Fuck you.
I should have been the first female president. That Donald Trump.
Do about it. And I am not ever going to give up because there's just too much at stake. But first and foremost, we have to make sure more people, besides people like you, me, Ann Applebaum, and others who share our concerns, see what we see. Because I think that the role of disinformation, the way that propaganda has been really weaponized, and the increasing ability to manipulate people.
Yeah, that used to be our gig. We used to weaponize disinformation, and we used to tell all these plebes, all these slaves, all these peasants. We used to say everything, and they believed it. And now we've got other people out there. These people that are podcasting, they're doing live streams, and everything that we're trying to tell them, all this bullshit we're trying to feed them, they're taking and they're proving it wrong, and now we got to call that disinformation. Where's my husband? Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
A panicked Hillary.
Yes.
Begs deep state to silence all Americans.
Look, she's on MSNBC. You and I just doubled the audience because that's how many people watch MSNBC.
Through algorithms and other forms of artificial intelligence will only make this harder to combat. So
okay, that's enough. The full clip's on Infowars.com. It's on YouTube. It's titled Hillary Clinton, we have got to end impunity for people who undermine American laws. Oh, you mean how you harass me and all that? Because I'm fighting you, the tyrants that have all the big tech and all the systems and the slave colonies in China and everything you're doing. And you point at us and go, look, there's the big, powerful, because there's some men, in Eastern Europe that don't want to go bankrupt and see their kids starve? Oh, there's some men in South America aren't like Bolsonaro. Oh, there's a few men like me. There's a few men that actually stand up to you monsters. Yes, they're worried about the few men.
It looks like she's not taking the adrenochrome.
Who are enslaving and hurting everybody and building an anti-human world.
Stop it for a second.
And so, yeah, they're pissed.
I haven't had the blood of a child in years. And it's all because of this QAnon and the Pizzagate. They've stopped the flow of young children's scared blood into my veins. And look at me! And look at Bill. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, no, they don't have enough aborted children to feed off of.
They don't have Russia under their full control. They don't have Romania and Hungary in place under their full control. They don't have Brazil under their full control. And this is just the beginning. You monstrous, child-molesting, devil-worshipping sack of filth. Your expiration date is gone.
Oh, my God. I love Alex so fucking much.
I know you're humble. I know you're like me. But I really want you to sit back and cogitate or meditate on the fact that those of you that have supported my broadcast and InfoWars over the years have changed the world in incredible ways. And now, as 2021 prepares to end and 2022 begins to dawn, it is more important than ever that you realize how important you are and that you be more active than you've ever been. The tip of the spear is banned off.
I thought he was banned
off.
The
very front lines of the fight for human liberty is Infowars.com. And we can't stay on air without your support. So thank you all for your support. Donate to our legal defense
I want
fund.
to stop this for a second.
Yeah.
This isn't on YouTube, is it?
Oh, no, it's on Band.video. That's where I'm streaming it from.
All right, and oh my God, you're in so much trouble. Jesus Christ. You're taking a video, you're taking a guy that's banned on YouTube and playing him on YouTube.
Yes.
Right? And if this channel gets banned because you're
it's my fucking fault, but I don't care. Because this is hilarious.
Okay, I understand you don't care, all right? But you know who's going to care? That crazy, shaky Australian with the big, giant beard. He's not going to be happy when his channel gets a strike because of you coming on. I just realized that this is not YouTube, and you can't play this. You can't do this.
I can do whatever I want. I'm a free American.
No, you can't. See, here's the thing. You think you can, but YouTube has a say in what they do with their they have a say in what they do with their platform, and they don't want Mr. Alex Jones on the platform. Although we do find this funny, and we are parodying it. Thank you. You know, I don't think that they're going to allow you, Dave's YouTube channel, to do this. I'm just saying.
I'll fight it. I myself, I will drive all the way to fucking LA, wherever they are, and I'll fight it.
Mr. YouTube, I'm an American. How much are you going to drink before you go over there to Mr. YouTube?
Probably like mass amounts.
Mr.
Least.
YouTube, I'm telling you right now, this is American. I'm an American.
Oh, wait, here we go.
Face the jury and hearken to its verdicts.
This is banned on Google.
State of Wisconsin versus Kyle Rittenhouse. As to the first count of the information, Joseph Rosenbaum. We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
Yeah!
As to the second count of the information, Richard McGinnis.
Look at him. Yeah!
We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
Yeah!
As to the third count of the information, unknown male. We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
Yeah!
As to the fourth count of the information, Anthony Huber, we, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the fifth count of the information, Gage Grosskreutz, we, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
Yeah! Yes!
Members of the jury,
Yes!
down
goes Rittenhouse! Down goes Rittenhouse!
does not agree with the verdicts as read.
You failed again, you murdering trash!
We wish the jury pulled.
You failed again.
Burn in hell, globalist! Burn in hell!
For those of you in the audience portion,
Do you want this in the record? Is that on the record?
no, it doesn't need to be. There can't be any reaction at all, no matter how strongly you may feel. And it's understood that many people do have strong feelings, but we can't permit any kind of a reaction to the verdict. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of law enforcement here, and you will be whisked out of here if there is any. So
I loved. Okay, so I watched a lot of this judge,
Yes.
and that judge is fucking wonderful.
I like this judge, although everybody else hates him. He's a white supremacist.
Like, I saw this wonderful meme that was just like, oh yeah, so Kyle is going to walk, and then hey, he's just like, hey Kyle, and he turns around and he just tosses him his gun back.
The AR-15. And then the Eye of the Tiger plays as he walks.
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun.
Coming in. Man, can you believe in America? It's all on video. They still trying to put him in prison. A George Soros creature. The very same Soros operatives are trying to shut us down. Remember that, folks. Very same people are trying to put Owen in prison right now for peacefully being at the Capitol. That is the injustice in America that we face. Will the jury succumb to the satanic brainwashing, or will they find him not guilty?
Hello? Would you go down, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
I just want to tell the brain.
Chinese.
Yep, this isn't theater, folks. This is the real world.
We've watched this already, right?
The real world, and you're watching live, November 19th, 2021 on this Friday. There's young Kyle Rittenhouse. It's a lot older now, doesn't he? Looks a lot more manly now. He looked just a year ago.
I don't know about manly, Alex.
Trying to defend his dad's business and house.
Wasn't his
facing
dad?
life in prison.
Yeah, he got that part wrong. He got that part wrong. It wasn't his dad's business and house.
No, it was his friend's business.
It was his friend's business. Hey, the thing is, you can't chase somebody and try to kill them, and they're like, "Oh, well, they thought it was an active shooter."
Oh yeah, look at these comments here. This boy killed unarmed civilians with the biggest gun he could find. You evil fools.
Hey, you know what? Don't bring a skateboard to a gunfight. And then, Gage, he had a pistol.
Yeah, he had a Glock.
I don't know. I've got to tell you, if you don't believe in God, you might after this thing, because that kid shot like, excuse me, 6 times
And did not hit a single other person.
Right. The guy that tried to hit him with the skateboard, as he was falling over him, Kyle shot and hit him right in the heart. I mean, come on. I mean, you one lucky shot after another.
Yeah, he did not harm any other civilian.
Gage comes at him with a pistol, and he fires and blows his
fucking arm off.
He vaporizes the guy's bicep muscle. I mean, come on. If God wasn't sitting there aiming that gun, I don't know who was. It certainly wasn't Kyle. He couldn't make those shots again if he gave him 100 tries.
No, just like Jerry Banfield says. Yeah, he manifested God.
He manifested God. Yes. So, all right. Are you done yet? Or are you you're still all fired up to go over some more Alex Jones?
I mean, if you have other stuff that you want to go over, I'm good.
I'm just a little nervous that if you get a strike here,
okay, yeah. If you have other stuff, just let me know. If you have like other podcasts that you want to go over.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, to be honest with you, I think this would be excellent fodder for gaslighting. This could be you fired up like this? I've never seen you so fired up.
Well, I love Alex Jones.
And drinking.
Well,
and when the two come together, it's like a fucking like a half Mexican, half white trash Reese's cup.
See, I can't even get mad at you about that because you're correct.
I am correct. I know. I mean, this would be good for gaslighting because we put it out as a podcast, and they can't make a strike for this, but to do this on his YouTube channel.
Yeah, I'm doing this in a stand. I'm doing a stand against the Australian government.
Okay. All right. Hang on here. Now listen, if you want to make a stand, make your own YouTube channel and stand up and get banned all you want. That's fine. You're an American. You could do that. But what you've just done, it's like you've just got into Dave's car and you're committing a crime. And
well, no, it's not, because it's a parody.
It's not a parody. You're playing what's the name of this website?
I'm doing a bit on a bit.
A bit on a bit. What's the name of this website again?
Band.video.
Band.video. And where is Band.video usually banned from?
Yeah, YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube is what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, if he gets a strike, then I guess it's on me. But hey, he told me that he wanted me to start, contributing to the YouTube. Here I am.
I don't think that, I know what he said. I don't think he meant this. I know what he said. Don't get me wrong. Great content, funny, entertaining. Get it. I get it. The Mexicans of the Neckers. That's not true. It's half Mexican.
Well, I mean, even half. I'm trans Mexican.
You're trans Mexican. All right.
Like I told you before, John, even men can have children.
Even.
I remember how much that fucking triggered you. You're just like, don't fucking say that to me.
You have to have a vagina. A man doesn't have a vagina.
Boomer Bob says, is this gaslighting? It might as well be.
It is kind of gaslighting. Although Devin's in here trying to get a strike on Dave's YouTube channel.
That's not what I'm trying to do. I was trying to do something funny.
I know. I get it. I know what you were trying to do, but I don't think you thought this through. And in the condition you're in, I know you didn't. So listen.
Always you with the condition I'm in.
Because you're in this condition.
What condition, John?
You've had a few cocktails, a few too many pops, and you're jumping on here, and you're not paying attention to what's going on, and you're not thinking it through. And if I might say, when someone points this out to you, you're like, I don't care. I'm an American and I have rights.
That's more of a you thing. I'm just saying, like, I can
Hang on.
I can make parody.
Okay, listen to me. When I'm the voice of reason, okay, you know there's
Harry says, "Be good, Devin."
I'm just
Okay.
saying. Just saying. This video should get more views than anything on anything else that's on Content King. This was very, very entertaining. You've been amazing on this.
Yeah, I had a great fucking time, even when I was doing it by myself. I was just laughing.
I've had several reports of when you invaded Boomer Bunker, as drunk as you were. They said you were hysterical, and I said, "Don't do that.
Don't encourage me.
Don't make that kind of encouragement. Don't do that." Several people have said, "I watched the Monday thing, and who's the guy? Who was the drunk that came on at the end of the show?" And I said, "It's Devin." They go, "Oh, Devin from Gaslighting?" I said, "Yeah, Devin from Gaslighting," because they're friends of mine. They listen to
Right. Yes.
stuff. So anyhow, all right. Listen, I'm going to go.
Okay. I'm about to end the stream anyway.
I was going to say you should go too. All right. And then
I'm gonna go and continue to drink more.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Dave, take him and make him where you can't do this anymore.
No, don't do that.
All right. Thanks, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Yeah, it's not my fault that I make good content.
I know. All right. See ya.
All right. Thank you everyone so much for listening. Go to Content Kings. Is it 69 on Patreon? Content Kings on Patreon. Yeah, go there. Or come to our server on Discord, which I think is also there. So yeah. This has been amazing. I'm going to start doing this more often because I absolutely love doing it. I don't know where this came from, doing the streams like by myself, but I have a great time. So yeah, everyone have a good morning, night, evening, wherever you are. And yeah, join the Patreon or join the Discord. Do a monologue show. I don't know how to do a stream of consciousness where I just keep talking. Okay, let me give it a try. Yeah, so you know that one dude, Bert Kreischer? He's not very good. Bert Kreischer sucks. I don't know why he's a popular comedian. Cute kid crying in the background. Like, I'm a way better podcaster than anyone. I don't know why there would be a fight about it. You actually need topics to do solo. That is true. First rule, call your listeners fuckhead and dumb shit. Well, you are both of those, Bob. Yeah, I can't do this. I'm no monologue podcaster. But like I said, thank you for listening. I'll be in one of the Discords if anyone wants to talk. So yeah, I do appreciate it. Like, it's been great.